You're lying in bed, dinner is done, you're not starving. But suddenly, your mind drifts to food, something sweet, something salty, something now, and the question hits you. Am I actually hungry, or is something else controlling me? Because here is the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. Night hunger is often not real hunger at all. It's a hormonal trap. And if you fall into it regularly, it quietly rewires your body to store fat, especially around the belly. During the day, your body is designed to eat, move, and burn energy. At night, it's designed to slow down, repair cells, balance hormones, and burn stored fat. This shift is automatic. You don't feel it happening, but your body does. As evening arrives, your metabolism naturally slows. Insulin sensitivity drops. Your muscles stop demanding fuel. At the same time, your brain begins preparing for sleep. But modern life interrupts this process. Late screens, stressful days, irregular meals, dieting too hard, skipping food earlier. All of this creates a perfect storm where your body sends hunger signals at night, even when it doesn't actually need fuel. The first hormone involved is ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone. Ghrelin doesn't just respond to empty stomachs, it responds to habits. If you've trained your body to eat late, ghrelin rises automatically at night, on schedule whether you need food or not. Then there's cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol naturally drops in the evening. But stress, long work hours, poor sleep, and overthinking keep it high. High cortisol makes your body feel unsafe, and when your body feels unsafe, it wants energy stored, not burned. So when ghrelin says eat and cortisol says protect, your brain creates a craving that feels urgent and emotional, not physical. That's why night hunger doesn't feel like daytime hunger. It feels louder, more specific, more tempting. Real hunger is calm. Hormonal hunger is impatient, and most people confuse the two. Another hidden factor is blood sugar. If your meals earlier in the day were low in protein or fiber, or high in refined carbs, your blood sugar drops later at night. When that happens, your brain reacts fast. It doesn't ask for balance, it demands quick energy. This is why night cravings are usually for sweets, bread, snacks, comfort food. Not vegetables, not protein, not real meals. Your body isn't being weak. It's reacting to signals it's been given. And here's the dangerous part. Every time you eat late in response to hormonal hunger, your body learns the pattern. It starts expecting food at night. Fat burning shuts down earlier. Belly fat becomes easier to store and harder to lose. So how do you actually tell the difference between real hunger and a hormonal trap? Real hunger builds slowly. It feels physical. Your stomach feels empty. Your energy feels low. And almost any food sounds acceptable. Hormonal hunger is different. It appears suddenly. It feels emotional. It demands specific foods, and it often shows up at the same time every night. One simple test exposes the truth. Ask yourself this: if I had a proper meal right now, protein, vegetables, and healthy fats, would I want it? If the answer is no, and only snacks sound appealing, you're not dealing with real hunger. You're dealing with hormones. Another clue is timing. Real hunger doesn't care about the clock. Hormonal hunger is predictable. It shows up after dinner, while watching screens, or right before bed. It's linked to routine, not need. Sleep hormones also play a huge role. As night approaches, your body releases melatonin, the hormone that prepares you for sleep. Melatonin and insulin don't work well together. When you eat late, insulin rises and melatonin drops. Sleep quality suffers. Poor sleep then lowers leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, and raises ghrelin the next day. This creates a loop. Late eating gives poor sleep, gives more hunger, gives slower fat loss. This is why night eating doesn't just affect your waistline, it affects tomorrow's appetite. There's also a psychological layer. Night is when stimulation stops. No work, no distractions. The brain finally gets quiet. Food becomes comfort, not fuel. Your body isn't asking for calories, it's asking for relief. And the brain doesn't care whether comfort comes from food or fat storage. It only cares about short-term safety. This is why willpower fails at night. Willpower is a daytime skill. At night, biology is in charge. But here's the good news. Once you stop fighting your body and start working with it, the cravings lose their power. The biggest mistake people make with night hunger is trying to fight it. Fighting hunger creates stress, and stress feeds the very hormones that cause night cravings in the first place. The goal isn't resistance, it's prevention and retraining. Everything starts earlier in the day. Night hunger is often the echo of undereating, rushed meals, or emotional stress from the daytime. When meals lack protein, fiber, and healthy fats, blood sugar becomes unstable. The body remembers this imbalance and demands compensation later, usually when you're tired and less alert. Protein is the anchor. When protein intake is consistent across meals, ghrelin stays lower, leptin stays responsive, and cravings lose urgency. Fiber slows digestion and feeds gut bacteria that produce appetite-regulating signals. Healthy fats calm the nervous system and reduce cortisol. When these are missing, the body doesn't ask politely later, it panics. Another powerful but overlooked factor is light exposure. Bright screens at night delay melatonin release. When melatonin is delayed, the body thinks it's still daytime. Appetite stays active. Fat burning stays off. This is why people can feel hungry even after a full dinner. The brain hasn't T-switched to night mode yet. Lowering light in the evening, even slightly, sends a strong signal to your nervous system. Food time is over. Repair time begins. Hydration also plays a quiet role. Mild dehydration often disguises itself as hunger. A warm, non-sweet drink in the evening, like herbal tea, can satisfy the signal without triggering insulin or digestion. If hunger still appears, pause before eating. Not to punish yourself, but to listen. Real hunger doesn't disappear with a few deep breaths. Hormonal hunger often does, and if you do eat, the type of food matters more than the calories. Protein-based, slow-digesting foods create minimal insulin response and don't reinforce the night-eating habit. Sugary or starchy snacks train the brain to repeat the cycle. The final piece is sleep timing. Late nights create late hunger. Earlier sleep restores natural hormone rhythms. When sleep is consistent, ghrelin falls at night, cortisol calms, and fat burning quietly increases during rest. This is why people who fix their sleep often lose belly fat without changing their diet. Night hunger isn't a personal failure. It's a biological signal that something earlier in the day or in your routine needs adjustment. Once those signals are corrected, the cravings fade, not through discipline, but through balance. Your body doesn't want to store fat. It wants safety. When it feels safe, it lets go. Night hunger isn't proof that you're weak, undisciplined, or addicted to food. It's proof that your body is trying to protect you in the only way it knows how. Most people spend years blaming themselves, fighting cravings, and forcing willpower when the real issue was never hunger. It was timing, stress, sleep, and signals. When you understand the difference between real hunger and a hormonal trap, everything changes. You stop fighting your body and start listening to it. You fuel yourself properly during the day. You calm your evenings. You allow your hormones to do what they were designed to do. And when that happens, night cravings lose their grip. Sleep improves. Fat burning turns back on, not because you tried harder, but because you worked smarter. Your body isn't broken. It's responding exactly to the environment you give it. Change the signals, and the body follows.